Happy Halloween, everyone, and welcome to the Inspiration Report. It is Friday, October 25th, and we are super excited to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce your amazing ghost hosts. It is Elf on a Shelf on a Zoom call on Twitch, Sean
Elf
Brown.
on a Zoom call.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elf on a Zoom call. How you doing, Sean? Good to see you.
I'm good, buddy. Happy to be off the shelf.
We have the slick and always awesome Jose coming to us live from South America, looking slick there, dude. What's your costume today?
Yeah, always. I just realized our last inspiration report I had hair. So it's been a while.
So that's your
right?
costume, Jose without hair. I like it. And of course,
Actually, yeah, that you can say. Yeah, strangely enough.
that is awesome.
First time.
And as you can see, I am basically reusing my soon-to-be Disney Cruise pirate costume, getting in the swing of things here, checking out the hat. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite the puffy shirt, so I've got my Han Solo shirt on instead. So, creativity is all about it, right, Sean? You got to be creative when it comes to Halloween.
So you are heading out on a Disney cruise?
I am, yeah. In November, going on a 5-night, what do you call it, a 5-night Western. Pretty excited about that. So
That's fantastic.
That's cool.
excellent.
Good for you. That's
So we
great.
want to welcome, of course, our regulars. We got Laura out there. We got Thomas Wilk out there. Thank you so much for joining. We will await others' arrivals, but thank you all. We really appreciate it. And without further ado, you all want to get started?
Get into it.
Excellent.
Open the
excellent,
coffin.
Excellent. All right. So this is our October edition. Of course, this is a little bit of inspiration in the box to help you see outside of yours. Of course, the Halloween edition, we are pretty excited about that. We're going to jump right in, and I'm going to do this real quick. Excellent. All right, Sean, this is pretty darn amazing here. Can you believe how much money American consumers spend on Halloween?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's real. I just need to read some of these stats. This is really great because, of course, Halloween spending, holiday spending is always good for the economy, right? And we're expected as consumers, we're expected to surpass 2023, which is the largest Halloween season on the record, largely probably due to people, not dressing up during COVID, et cetera, right? So we are actually supposed to, a new study that was by Advantage Solutions survey Halloween shoppers reveal that last year's holiday season was $12.2 billion of candy, costumes, decorations, and more reports. This is going to really exceed that. It says half of shoppers plan to spend $51 or more on candy, while 59% will spend the amount on food for Halloween, up to just 21% and 29% from last year, respectively. So candy sales will dominate the Halloween shopping, with chocolate at the top of the list with 81% of candy shoppers. In addition, approximately 2/3 of shoppers planning to purchase each of those sectors as well. Most shoppers plan to make purchases of candy at a mass retailer. While buying candy is a given, the survey found that Halloween candy buyers are notoriously slow to make purchases. 7 out of 10 will wait till the week of Halloween to buy their candy. And there's a reason behind that, Sean. It's so you don't eat it all before Halloween gets there, right?
Right.
I'm trying to look for that.
Usually have it for a couple months in the house and just walk by and keep eating it.
Yeah.
Right?
The article also says the trend reflects a broader consumer behavior where individuals are tightening their budgets on everyday expenses, yet remain unwilling to sacrifice their cherished holidays and small luxuries. So interesting that we see that. I know you have an article, Sean, in here about Halloween creeping into summer, and that might have something to do. It doesn't mention that in this article, but that might have something to do with the added stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Augmented reality apps have helped. They let consumers virtually try on costumes or visualize decor in their homes. They're gaining popularity. Social media is being leveraged for Halloween-themed challenges, contests, and influencer collaborations. Pop-up stores and interactive in-store displays are also making a comeback, offering unique hands-on experiences that go beyond the typical shopping trip. So we can look to having this increase by about 10 or 20%. So who knows? It probably could be a $15 billion business this year. Yeah, you know, Sean,
Yeah,
you know, remember the article that we had about the Taylor Swift influencing the economy, right? Anytime there's a Taylor Swift concert, there is a boost, right? So what happens if she had a Halloween themed concert where everybody dressed up? My goodness, everybody would be having a good Christmas season then, right?
We'd all be Taylor Swift for Halloween,
Yeah, wow.
right? Or Travis Kelce, one or the other.
I can pull that off, maybe. Jason, I can pull off
Lee,
Jason Moore.
You know what's missing here with expansion of opportunities
What?
is the increase of alcohol sales. Like, why aren't any of the alcohol companies doing adult trick-or-treating? Because if
Yeah.
I'm sure you're kind of like me, or at least you did it at one point, and you've got a cooler for adult handouts as well. And I continuously plenty of people pulling around their kid in a wagon or whatever it is, and there's a cooler in there and a red Solo cup.
Absolutely, at
Right.
every one, and some neighborhoods there are people that sit out there and actually have a special spooky punch that they're serving or something like that. And can you imagine just the little bottles, putting those in the adult things? I mean, come on, there's a thing there.
Yes. Yes.
Jose, what do we got in the chat there, buddy?
Right, so we are having comments on favorite candies for Halloween. So Laura says Reese's peanut butter cups, also the white chocolate ones.
yeah.
Thomas sells 100 grand bars. There's also a pun intended maybe there in one of the articles today. And also says also nerds and whoopers malted milk balls. And non-sanctuary for all gamers says Twizzlers were always a favorite. I saw a guy walking down the street the other day eating a full pack of Twizzlers in a single
Wow.
unit, not
No.
pulling them apart. NYC is a scary place.
On his way to the dentist.
It is indeed. Goodness gracious. Oh, that's
Milk
awesome.
clothes.
Can you imagine if you just had like a Twizzler attack and you just take them all out and just start biting on them? It's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, Sean,
That reminds
you
me
are.
to Pineapple Express. Yes.
Yeah, totally reminds me of that. This is great, Sean. I've got the 3 videos you asked me to load for this one. So let's talk
Awesome.
a little bit about the Sour Patch Kids.
Yep. So the first they're sour, then they're sweet. So Sour Patch Kids candy brand has come up with a cheeky little activation for translating corporate speak. They call it the Sour Translator, and it helps to decode cryptic, overly polite work emails. Think, per my last email, into their blunt, no-nonsense interpretations lurking beneath the surface. So what you do is you type in the message of what you're trying to say, and it will spit out the interpretation or how you should actually type it.
I love it. We have to have
I
this.
would like a version of this that includes F-bombs, but this is version 1.0. It does not include any sailor language.
Okay. All right, we got 3
Arr.
videos here. We're gonna play it. We'll play them all back
Yep.
to back. Here we go. Here's another one.
How about you take it from here, Lee?
That's awesome. So funny. And please do hesitate to contact me. Awesome.
Love it.
It's so funny because I just got back from a really great gig I had in Panama, and one of the things that I did there was I did a little bit of empathy work where we gathered all kinds of data from all of the sessions that all the delegates at the conference I was at were participating in, and one of the captured things said, "Stop being so polite at the sessions." Because I guess people were glossing over some stuff and they wanted to hear the real F-bombs. So they're like, that was an excellent clue. So good
There you
stuff.
go. I'll give
Good
you some
stuff.
coaching.
Yeah. All right. Up next is sunscreen and Summerween. I'm going to throw this to Jose.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so let's dive into this spooky situation. So apparently Halloween is creeping up earlier every year, like a zombie with a slow but relentless shuffle. They're calling it Summerween. And it's basically Halloween in July or August, basically summer. So think about you're sweating your butt off trying to survive this heat wave, and suddenly bam, giant skeletons and spooky decorations are staring you down in the supermarket. It's like the retail world is saying, forget your beach bot, embrace the ghoul bot. Now, some folks are loving the early Halloween action, as many of my friends, not me as well. They're all about the Pinkoween life, pastels, skulls, and pumpkin spice lattes in July. But me, yeah, I'm a little freaked out. I mean, haven't we suffered enough this year with the heat, the storms, the political ads? Do we really need ghosts and goblins hunting us before we even had a chance to enjoy
Yeah.
our pumpkin spice lattes? But
Well,
I
let
mean,
me just
hey,
tell you.
maybe
Let me
I'm
just
just
tell you,
being
Jose.
grumpy.
Come on, Jose.
Yeah.
We're with somebody. He's not on screen right now, but I know somebody that might be on this on the host that actually posts and brags about Christmas in July or August. Like I know he does it. Yeah, that's why
I
he's an elf.
mean, yeah, we
So
just
I'd
need to
rather
check
see
the
Halloween
costumes,
than
right?
Christmas in summertime. Personally, that's just me.
Humbug. Come on. I start testing out Christmas music in
I know you
September
do.
just to see if it works.
Just to see if it
So
works.
you're the first person that Googles Mariah Carey, huh? Charlotte
Yeah,
Brown? That's you.
yeah, he's
I
definitely
see
Mariah
those
carrying
Google
people for
trends.
sure. You know,
No
I
comment.
So
actually
maybe.
go
Uh-huh.
ahead. Sorry, Jose. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm just gonna wrap up this article here,
All
so
right, go
you
for
can
it.
go ahead.
No, I just yeah, it just cracks me up
Right.
because I saw a
Hmm.
lot of this, and I think it's the same as we're going to talk a little bit about the Christmas decorations and the psychology behind it. And I think it's just a feel good thing, right? There's a lot of stress going on in the world, and I think everybody's Halloween decorations make them happy. I know my daughter puts up hers as soon as it's September 1. Like she doesn't even wait for Day to be over. She's got those Halloween decorations up, and I think it's just a psychological happiness
Yep,
thing, right? And we have an article about the Christmas one later in the report, so that'll probably do a little bit of the explaining for us. So,
you bet.
okay, here we go.
Correct. Yeah, just uh-huh.
All right, next up.
Your feet. It's
Yeah.
all about your feet, Lee.
So, airheads want to treat your feet this Halloween, gifting a limited edition of fruit-scented foot spray to a lucky few in the coming days. The spray, according to airheads, will smell just like the company's cherry-flavored taffy bar, and just how the cherry-flavored taffy bar would taste, and comes packaged in a big red foot. It's meant to frighten away bad smells, refresh your feet after a long night of trick-or-treating. Airheads says they understand the woe, which is why the company took age-old "Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet" song to heart. So they just made some cherry-scented spray. You know, if you want to, smell like a piece of candy, then I say go for it. This is along the lines of sitting at the table and no idea is a bad idea, right? This is what we encourage as innovation catalysts here. We tell people throw out all the ideas, and I bet somebody just started with that poem and they read it really quick, and then all of a sudden they had themselves an idea. So Airheads will host an online giveaway which started on October 14th and it went to October 18th. Limited number of Airheads cherry scented foot spray will be given away daily to residents, and it is actually all done. So you can look for yours on eBay.
I will agree to your statement, Lee. Creativity is clearly limitless.
Yeah, really,
Right?
like crazy stuff.
Good for them. But
Okay,
Next.
tell us about this.
Yeah, so this was interesting. The National Retail Federation revealed a ranking by state of the most popular costumes. It's kind of interesting and just interesting to remind ourselves that Halloween actually started as an ancient Celtic festival when people were lighting bonfires and wore costumes to ward off ghosts. It's funny, now we wear costumes to actually be ghosts. That's very interesting. But the top three costumes, this was from 2022, was a witch, Spider-Man, dinosaur, and then there are other popular costumes like fairies, pirates, and rabbits. But I'm going to look here at the interactive map. Actually, I'll put this link into the chat. You can all look at it too and go.
That's awesome. So this is like the map of which costume was more popular. That's really awesome.
Yes. So Florida, most popular was a pirate.
Uh-huh.
I'll make no commentary there. Maine was also a pirate. California,
Ooh,
Spider-Man. Nevada, Spider-Man. Louisiana, Stranger Things. Kind of appropriate based on all the
yeah,
hurricanes.
yeah.
That's interesting. Now I'm testing my geographies. In Mississippi, most popular costume was the 1980s. It's kind of
In
funny.
general.
I
I
have
like
to
I like
agree
also
with
that Arizona
Thomas,
and New
guys.
Mexico have their own categories too. So clown and what's the other one? Dinosaur. So like those are
Yes.
pretty unique. They don't share anything. Oh, the clown one is a little bit concerning. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to that state on Halloween anytime soon.
Nope. Not going there.
Really great.
Anyway, just pretty and for just reference, NRF they actually do, which makes sense. They do a ton of research and analysis of consumer data. It's really a great website and organization to check out for just consumer trends and behaviors. They've got a lot of great info.
Awesome. 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 Okay, Jose, tell us about these spooky ghosts and the Ring cameras. I've also done this. I've seen this.
Right.
I've had it
So-
happen to my cameras before, and it's really creepy when it happens. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't get on
Okay.
record, so you
Okay,
have
so
to
this is
trust me
gonna
on
be
that one.
interesting
But
then.
it's super creepy. Tell us about it.
Right. So, Ring is hosting a great ghost search. And if you got a spooky specter showing up in your camera, you could win 100 grand. So forget about porch pirates and package thieves. This Halloween, Ring wants you to catch some actual ghosts. Apparently, people have been spotting all sorts of paranormal activity in the Ring cameras. Floating orbs, mysterious shadows, things that go bump in the night. And now Ring is saying, show us what you got. This isn't Ring's first foray into the supernatural either. Last year, they had a contest for the best alien footage. I guess they figured, why stop at the living? Let's go with it. So, how do you enter this ghostly competition? Well, first, you gotta have a Ring camera, obviously. Then you gotta catch some spooky shenanigans on film. It could be a genius ghost sighting, or you can get creative with costumes and props. Just make sure it's entertaining because the judges include a paranormal investigator and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. That's right, Mike Wheeler himself will be judging your ghost hunting skills. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are you telling me to fake a ghost sighting for a chance to win $100,000? And I'm not saying that, but I'm also not saying that. Okay, look, times are tough, and 100 grand could buy you a lot of candy corn. Plus, who knows? Maybe you actually do have a ghost living in your attic. This could be your chance to finally expose that spooky squatter. So, if you got a Ring camera and a knack for the paranormal or good imagination, anyone will actually work. Get out there and start ghost hunting. Just remember, if you actually do catch one, you might want to think about moving. After 100,000 won't buy you a new house in this actual market.
That's
Hi,
great.
honey, this house is great. Get out. Too bad we can't stay. Sorry. Okay, I got a video of this one. Looks pretty cool. Let's check it out. This one's creepy.
What?
Oh,
Freaks me out.
yeah, just crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow, thanks Jose for that one. Yeah, anything there, enter it, win $100,000. Pretty great. Okay, I think this one
And
might
then
belong to me here, controlling the mind. This is
Yeah.
yeah, many people oh, sorry, let me just fade over here. Stand by. My bad. Many people enjoy playing games, and it's something we are brought up doing. Gamification is when everyday interactions in non-games, in non-game contexts such as shopping, are turned into games. Consumers can establish a connection between a brand and a person. Have you ever heard of gamification? I know I have. You may not have, but even so, it's likely that you've encountered it. Using games to connect with consumers makes sense, as games are something that many enjoy. One rather innovative and successful example of how gamification has been used in marketing is the online Twitter race by Volkswagen. Each time someone tweeted using a specific hashtag, it would put them at the top. Whoever was first in the race stopped and would win a car. So, does it always work? The short answer is no. Gamification doesn't always generate further sales or connectedness with the consumer. In fact, in 2018, it was estimated that failed gamification projects have cost American businesses more than $700 million. So, while gamification seemingly works to connect with consumers, there are always ways which make it work more efficient. For example, by making the interactions of highly interactive and relatively challenging, in instances, it facilitates more emotional and cognitive brand engagement. Anything you would add to this article, Sean?
The thing for me is that it becomes a user experience, right? And the gamification a lot of times can make engagement a lot easier, especially even in like complicated topics. So a lot of the, like, I had tried the app, the Noom, Noom, Noom
Mm-hmm.
app for a period of
Yep.
time, right? And just their unique angle is about the psychological support and mindset for weight loss and blah blah blah. But the the app prevented you from thinking too hard about your calories and exercise, and it added a level of gamification to it,
Yeah.
and in short bursts of increments of time to engage with it. So I think just as the generations coming up, it is a different method of activation, right? It's
Yeah.
not
And
reading has become boring.
I think
We
what the
want more
article
than
says
just
though is that don't just do it for gamification's sake, right? Do it when it's appropriate, and do it and make sure
yes,
you understand the audience that you're gamifying your content for. So, um,
agreed.
yeah, it's really interesting. And I'm not thinking of them right now, but I have had some good gamification style apps, just like the new one that you're talking about. So, if it's done right,
Mm-hmm.
it's really effective. But if it's done wrong, it can cost a lot of money. So,
Yep.
okay.
We like
Now,
to we like to gamify watching the Christmas movie Elf, and where to take drinks. Well, you
yeah,
gamify your DJ,
yeah,
right?
of course. And of
Shot
course,
o'clock,
everybody did that in Super Bowl. Every time they showed Taylor Swift in the booth there, we all took a shot, right? I mean, that's the thing.
right?
That goes back to Bob Newhart. Hey,
Okay.
Bob. Anytime somebody said, hey, Bob, we took a shot. Sorry, that shows you how old I am. All right, Sean, talk about repurposing. And again, creativity, right? Why haven't they thought of this
Oh,
before, number one? And number two, what a great idea. Like, and why didn't anybody think of it already?
yep. This is to me one of those no does, and I give them a ton of credit for thinking about, okay, Spirit Halloween stores, how do we be more efficient on the short-term rental or leases of these empty buildings? And what else could we do? So going back to the article about the extension of celebrating Halloween, right? That's been a thing for Christmas for a long time. And even pumpkin spice, right? Latte season kicks out usually sometimes now in July. So Spirit Halloween Stores is going to do a test with 10 new Spirit Christmas stores They're primarily around New Jersey in the Northeast. Flagships is going to be in Mays Landing, opening October 18th. They'll have some other locations opening right after Halloween, early November. But it is simply an expansion of going from Halloween to Christmas themed
Yeah.
experiences and merchandise. Each store is going to have holiday inflatables and decor. They won't all be the same. They're all going to be different. And they're just looking for an opportunity to grow their share of revenue with another season. And with the extension of people celebrating earlier, this one just makes freaking sense.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
yes, and why isn't my former company doing this and theming it towards Nightmare Before Christmas? Because that's the whole thing, is combining the holidays or transitioning from the holidays. I was out at Disneyland last week and I finally saw the Haunted Mansion Jack Skellington overlay, and it was so
Oh,
great.
yeah, yeah.
It was super great. Like, it seems like this is a logical fit, or they should at least replicate this kind of stuff in a store at Disney Springs or Downtown Disney in Los Angeles, right? I'll give you that one, y'all. Go ahead, take it, Sean. Take it to the hole there.
Taken. Hey, I would love if any of our friends are up in that area and could go to one of these stores. I would love to get a report
Yeah, and some
in
photos too.
December
Yeah,
show of what the store was like. So please, we'll give someone a Starbucks gift card if they can go and take some pictures and talk about it for us.
perfect. All right, it's a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people identifier.
Right. So things are about to get really weird. You know, Sam Altman, the guy behind OpenAI, the company that's basically bringing Skynet to life.
Yep.
Well, he's got another project that's even more bizarre than sentience AI. It's called WorldCoin, and it involves scanning your eyeballs with a creepy metallic orb. Now, before you start reaching out for the tinfoil hats, let me explain. Altman's vision is to create a world where everyone has a verified digital identity, kind of like a global ID card, but for the internet age. And how do you prove you're a real person and not some AI bot trying to steal your identity? By staring into a shiny orb that scans your iris, of course. This whole thing started a few years ago when Altman was thinking about universal basic income and how to make sure only real humans get the cash. But now it's morphed into something much bigger. They've dropped the coin from the name, rebranded it as World, and are pushing it as the future of online identity verification. But here's what gets really strange. They're planning to deploy thousands of these orbs all over the world in cafes, corner stores, and even delivered right to your door like a pizza. Imagine ordering a pepperoni pie and an eyeball scan. Talk about a weird combo idea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this the start of some dystopian sci-fi nightmare?
Yeah.
And honestly,
Minority
I can't
Report.
say for sure. Yeah. On the one hand, it's kind of creepy to think of some company having a database of everyone's eyeballs. But on the other hand, in a world where AI is getting scarily good at impersonating humans, maybe this is the only way to prove we're not all just bots in disguise. Plus, they're promising all sort of cool features like a deep face system that can detect deep fakes in video calls. So maybe you'll finally be able to tell if your grandma is actually your grandma or just some AI scammer trying to steal your inheritance. But let's be real. The whole thing is still pretty out there. They've already faced investigations and fines over privacy concerns, and their grand vision of a global financial network built on eyeball scans seems a bit far-fetched. But hey, this is Sam Altman we're talking about, the guy who's building AI that can write poems and paint masterpieces. Maybe
Pretty good,
he
too.
actually know what he's doing, or maybe we're all just guinea pigs in his grand experiment to turn us into orb-verified cyborgs. Either way, I'm keeping my tinfoil hat very,
Very close by.
just in case.
Oh, man. I mean, it is the next stage,
Dude.
right? Like, what's going to happen? You know, like, we're at the cusp of this stuff, y'all.
I mean, it does make sense in the way that we've seen so many movies with eyeball retina scans, right? So like it makes sense that sci-fi is kind of like evolving into real life. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of bad things that can happen, right? Like people just stealing eyeballs for the sake of it.
Right.
I
Freaks
mean,
me out.
well, first of all,
imagine Elon
it's
Musk going
unnerving.
blind all of a sudden,
It's unnerving that every
right?
once a week I get a notice from some company that I have an account with that said they got hacked, and then I must have 10
Yep.
different TransUnion free subscriptions, identity protection subscriptions. So all this stuff. I mean,
Right.
it seems like if somebody stole my retina scan, that would be pretty serious, right? Like using my eyeball, basically.
How did
That's
they get that in the first place?
so weird. Okay, well, speaking of a
It's
dark digital
coming.
age, let's talk a little bit about researchers are saying that social media has always represented greater access to data, more democratic involvement in knowledge production, and great transparency about social behavior. But basically, we will be facing a grim, dark digital age as social media platforms are transitioning away from the logic of Web 2.0 and towards the one dictated by AI generated content. Companies have rushed to incorporate large language models (LLMs) into online services, complete with hallucinations, inaccurate, unjustified responses, and mistakes, with a further fractured our trust in online information. Another aspect of this new digital dark age comes from not being able to see what others are doing. Twitter once pulsed with publicly readable sentiment of its users. Social researchers love Twitter data, relying on it because it provided a ready, reasonable approximation of how significant a slice of the internet users behave. However, Elon Musk has now priced researchers out of Twitter data after recently announcing that it was ending free access to the platform's API. This made it difficult and not impossible to obtain the data needed, but now it's more wallet controlled. So, closer cooperation with platform companies is not the answer. X, for instance, has filed suit against independent researchers who pointed out the rise of hate speech on the platform. Recently, it has been revealed that researchers who use Facebook and Instagram's data to study platforms' role in the U.S. 2020 elections have been granted Independence Day by permission, according to Meta. This means that the company, independence by permission, sorry, this means the company chooses which projects to share its data with, while the research may be independent. Meta also controls what types of questions. So basically, you can't really trust it anymore. Which, in general, wouldn't you say, Jose, that, it's probably best to not trust it anyway and just trust when you have a conversation with somebody in most cases? Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. And it's really scary as we evolve into AI and all of this. How is communication going to happen now from now on?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Deepfakes. Deepfakes are more
Lee,
prevalent.
I was at ANA Masters of Marketing conference yesterday, and there was a gentleman, I believe his name was Shelley Palmer, with the Palmer Group, and this guy did, for me, what was the best AI presentation, speaking to a group of marketers and certainly marketing executives. What he didn't do is talk about these individual, specifically about all these individual tools and what they can do. He talked about the incredible uh, wave of change of consumer behavior that is coming quickly. So much functionality from marketing and business. Like, we keep hearing this, and I'm not doing his presentation justice, but what I walked out with a airplane movie slap to the face was, we need to be prepared because shit is not going to be the same
No.
ever again, and it is coming fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
there was one site, and I hadn't heard of it. Many other people have, but he said, sorry, just one more thing about
Yep.
this character AI. And he said there is an increasingly somewhat concerning trend for younger generation coming up, where they prefer and trust more synthetic relationships and companionship
Oh yeah, we had that we
with,
we talked about that before.
yep.
Yeah, come on, man.
So I take a look at character AI. It is, if you haven't before, it is
Crazy.
blowing up in use, and yeah, it's changing.
Again,
It's
if I
changing.
get C3PO, I probably won't have a problem with that. I wouldn't mind polite
Right,
C3PO, talking to me and stuff like that, but I don't know. Anyway, tell
right.
us about the Invisible Man with a Hint of Yellow, brought to you by our good buddy Barry Jacobson, who posted it for us. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobson, as always. So yes, um, H.G. Wells, it was 1897 when he wrote the novel The Invisible Man, right? And the protagonist, he invented a serum that would make the cells in his body transparent, and it controlled how his cells would bend the light. Well, I cannot say that I have a shit ton of questions about this one, but scientists have discovered that there is currently a real life version, and
Come
it is
on.
a commonly used food coloring found in snack foods and candies, such as tortilla chips, candy corn. Dive into that candy corn, people. You may turn invisible.
Board
It can
food
make the
groups.
skin of a mouse temporarily transparent, allowing scientists to see its organs function.
Come
Right?
on.
So this is food coloring, a yellow food coloring called tartrazine. So this is where I'll finish. Researchers, they made the skin on the skulls and the bellies of live mice transparent by applying a mixture of water and the yellow food coloring. Washing away any remaining solution reversed the process, and it did not seem to harm the animals. So some of the articles talking about, well, there's medical benefits, less invasiveness, being able to see certain things, but I don't know, man. If we're eating yellow food
Yeah.
coloring and it's gonna make me invisible. It's one thing if my pee smells from eating asparagus, but this is a little crazy, right?
I mean, this could make a great Halloween costume, though. Walking around with your organs basically showing. It's a new definition of your epidermis is showing. It's pretty much your everything. Wow,
Right.
I love technology, but woo, I can't wait to see some of this stuff in action and see really how it goes here. All right, Jose,
I will
tell
be
us
avoiding candy corn this Halloween season.
tell us about the Planet of the Talking Pets because I do actually love this concept. Been wanting to talk to my pet for a long time, so let's
Yep.
go. You there,
Right.
Jose?
Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear
There you
you.
go.
We got you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So have you heard about this new thing? Apparently, we're not giving our pets the gift of gab with this new AI-powered dog colors. That's right. Your furry friend can finally tell you what's on their mind, or at least that's the idea. This whole thing started when a guy named John McHale, who I guess really loves his dog, got worried after his pup Roscoe got bitten by a rattlesnake. He thought, man, if only Roscoe could have told me that he was hurt. And boom, the Shazam collar was born. Now, before you go thinking this is some Dr. Dolittle magic, let me break it down. This collar has a microphone and a speaker, and it uses AI to analyze your pet's behavior and generate responses in a human voice. So basically, it's just like a chatbot for your dog. But here's the kicker. These collars ain't cheap. They start at $4.95 for cats and $5.95 for dogs, plus a hefty annual subscription fee if you want the truly sentient experience. And for that price, you get a collar that spouts pre-recorded lines on one of 27 different personas, ranging from a cutesy little girl to a Nobel Prize winning scientist. I'm not sure how those personalities translate to dog, but hey, who am I to judge? Now, I get the appeal of talking to your pet. I mean, who hasn't wished their dog could tell them what they're barking about? But this whole thing seems a bit much. It's like we're so desperate to connect with our animals that we're willing to spend a fortune on a gadget that basically turns them into very little chatbots. And let's be real, the technology isn't quite there yet. The responses are canned, the voices are cheesy, and the whole thing feels more like a gimmick than a genuine communication breakthrough. Plus, I can't help but wonder about the privacy implications of strapping an always-on microphone to your pet. Do we really want big tech listening in our dog walks? But hey, maybe I'm just being cynical. Maybe this is the start of a beautiful friendship between humans and their talking
Maybe.
pets. Maybe one day our dogs will be able to tell us exactly what they want when they want it. Or maybe they'll just use their newfound voices to complain about the food, the weather, and how we never take
Yeah,
them to the
is there a
park.
sarcasm button?
Either
Like, is
way,
there a
I
doggy
think
sarcasm
they'll
button?
stick to the gold old.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, so now we're going for a walk.
I
But
want my
anyways, I'll
dog
stick to the good old-fashioned belly rubs and ear scratches for now. After all, sometimes the best communication is the kind that doesn't need words.
Nice. And I love Thomas Wilkes said this is like the baby translator from The Simpsons. It's just like that. I have another essay on Sean and Jose. Check this out. So I always tell my family that if for some reason I ever lose my voice to communicate, I want a voice modulator that basically has quotes from all of my favorite movies and TV shows, so I can quickly answer them with movies and TV shows. Now, if you combine that with the dog thing, maybe
Yes.
your dog can respond to you like with George Costanza voice every now and then. Maybe it's Logan from the X-Men, like whoever it may be, just that one perfect phrase that says it. So, yeah, I love this concept.
that's
My
really
phone
cool.
listens to me all the time because I've got the music thing on, so it's recognizing music. So I've already been sold my soul that way. But I would actually love to see if you could customize it to where you know what the noise that your dog makes when they're barking to go out or when they're barking to get food, and then you can customize it, and then you can hear them, hey, I want food. But I wonder if they have an automatic, hey, Johnny's stuck in the well button, uh that's
No,
cool.
I want my dog. I want my dog to have the voice of Samuel L. Jackson talking about cats.
Yeah. Or
Right?
Pulp Fiction. That would
I
have to be one
dare
charming
you.
Mohawk
I
pig.
double dare you talk about cats.
Awesome. 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 Okay, up next, Home Depot for The Walking Dead. Uh, a common internet joke from a few years back involved going to Target for one thing and leaving with a cart full of unrelated items. And the past several years, there's been a new, very real threat to wallets across North America. Going to Home Depot for some tools and coming home with a 12-foot tall skeleton strapped to the roof of your Mini Cooper. Wow, it just happens. People send their spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, and then they come back with all this Halloween stuff, and it's no shock that the Halloween numbers are going up so much because people are seeing this stuff in places that they're normally not used to seeing it, like in Home Depot, in Lowe's. We're used to seeing it in Walmart and Target, but in that thing, according to Home Depot, the Skelly, which is the skeleton name, is so popular that is the only product that they have brought back each year, and it's sold out every year that it's been available for $300 a giant skeleton. So. Good luck.
Freaking amazing.
You may want to go on an off season time, maybe January, February, to buy that chainsaw. Just saying.
I would love to know. I wish we could talk, Lee, to like the product manager or whatever that pitched. Hey, I really think we should stock some 12-foot skeletons. What do you think, guys? Right?
Yeah, and somebody in that room was like,
I would
"No,
love
we're
to
not
know.
known for skeletons. There's no way we're selling skeletons. We'll never ever do that." And then somebody finally
Right.
did.
Bolts and nuts. Bolts and nuts.
Yeah, that's all
what
we
we got.
got. Screwdrivers, washing machines.
Anyway, brilliant.
Okay, tell us
Freaking
about the
brilliant.
amazing Sleepy Hollow High School. This is like it's
Oh,
about time,
yes.
guys. I got a video for
This
this
is
one too,
just super
Sean.
cool. Yep. Not a lot of dive into here, except it was served up in the Gram, and there is a high school football team in the town of Sleepy Hollow, New York. And this went crazy. ESPN had posted it, this group called Max Preps, and it shows the entrance of the high school football team, the Sleepy Hollow high school football team, who are the Headless Horsemen, walking in for one of their games.
Here we go.
Brilliant. Show me.
Sleepy Hollow Horsemen are coached by Steve Van Comey, Trevor Jimmy, J.D. Gill, Mark Hockey, and the head coach is Giuliano. Your Sleepy Hollow!
Is that like the new version of Mel Gibson's Braveheart?
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
love it.
Yeah, like
Man,
they should have done that a long time ago also, but come on, that's even better than the Magic Kingdom parade, That's one of the greatest part about the Halloween
Totally.
parades at either park is the Headless Horseman, kind of fronting the whole thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, great job. There's a lot of comments were like, "Boy, I wish it was dark because it would be cool and creepy if it was dark at night when they did that." But good for them.
Right.
Good for them.
That's great.
Okay, here you go, Sean. This one's all you,
Winding
buddy.
it down. So this elf on a Zoom call does not have to does not fight this one.
This is why you're so happy, Sean.
simply,
Like, this is it. This is why
yes!
this is exactly why people decorate for Halloween early, decorate for Christmas early. So let's give them a break, even though we all cringe sometimes, but let's do it. Let's give them a break. Go ahead, Sean. Tell us
That's it.
the
That's
stats
it.
around this one, because it seems really, really
Yep, in an
great.
interview with psychological experts, simply said and found that putting up holiday decorations can evoke a sense of nostalgia and childlike excitement, and it just makes people happy. So 3 key points on the idea: psychological benefits. Psychologists explain that decorating early can evoke positive childhood memories and create a sense of anticipation, leading to mood lift. There's dopamine release. The visual stimulation from festive decorations, lights, and ornaments can trigger the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure. And the social connection for some, putting up decorations early can also be a way to connect with their community and neighborhood spirit, hoping that their neighbors don't yell at them and tell them that they're crazy, but embrace the early decorations. I think it's freaking great, especially, so here's the thing, especially living in Florida, nothing changes,
Nope.
ever,
Nope.
ever. So pumpkin spice to me is the start of fall, and then I don't care, once we get into October, our family calls it the holiday season, and right now it's a mix of pumpkins, little tiny Publix, Thanksgiving pilgrim people, salt and pepper shakers,
Of
and
course.
we have one Christmas tree up with just lights and nothing else yet.
Where are the? I haven't
And
seen the little tiny Publix people as inflatables. Have you seen them as inflatables yet? Because I would totally buy those. Just so you know.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be kind of fun.
They
Kind of fun.
totally should do that. That is a great idea.
All right, that wraps it up. We are super excited that you all joined us today, and we appreciate it. We are going to be back for our holiday show, which will be on December 6th. And until then, if you see something inspiring and you want to include it in our report, please make sure you send it to brainstorminthebox@gmail.com. Of course, Jose will put the link tree, or Sean will put the link tree in there so you can see all the articles individually. And we encourage you to please pay it forward. So if you saw something that was inspiring today, please make sure you send it out and inspire somebody else. But until then, fellas, I'm going to take my pirate costume and head out, get my bag, and do some trick-or-treating.
I got to go back on the shelf.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Jose, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Likewise. Pleasure,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.